Welcome back, my friends. Brian from Apex Detail here, continuing on with the Mercedes project, and I slid the 55 Ford F100 in here as well. And as luck has it, a very good friend and a co-worker, the only other person besides my son I would trust to hold a polisher in the shop, Dan here, will continue on with the truck using the trusty old DeWalt. I know some of you old school guys know exactly what that is. I'm actually going to be using the Drill Master today. I'm going to be switching tools and pads and compounds around the vehicle just to show you anything can work. You do not need an expensive polisher to keep up with the Joneses to get things done. A nice economical machine will get it done as long as you're comfortable with it. It doesn't vibrate out of your hands. The noise doesn't deafen you. As long as you're comfortable with the machine, if it's a $120 machine or a $300 machine, use it and stick with it. Don't grab a machine just because you see every Facebook friend or ad for a polisher. That's not the reason to buy one. As you can see here, you'll see this thing is nice and smooth. Probably has over 200 corrections easy. Has a couple different gear grease changes. As long as you keep up with it, change the brushes when they need to be changed, swap out the grease every once in a while for some high temp lithium, you're going to be in good shape. This thing will hold up for you. You can see just how smooth it is. By the way, did not change the format to the channel, just taking a break from product comparisons and testing, as they do get a little bit mentally exhausting, and I just wanted to switch it up a bit, give you guys a little bit of an indication of what goes on throughout the shop during the day before I make most of the videos and the product testings and comparisons. And I thought maybe you could pick up a few nuggets here and there as well. I do throw some of the products that I use on a daily basis in there. Also wanted to give you a taste of some of the different polishers, pads, and polishes that are used to turn some of these cars around. And as I did mention, I do get bored using certain types of polishers. I'll switch back and forth from DA to rotary polishers and from different manufacturers, one to another as well. And this being the, fourth video now in this series? Fourth video. Those of you hanging in there, I knew it wasn't going to get a ton of views unless highlighting or showcasing McGuire's hybrid ceramic wax or Adam's megaphone. I know the views drop off. I'm not concerned about that. But those of you that are sticking in there and you are watching this video today, I know are truly the ones that want to learn, are not just here to watch videos for entertainment's sake. And you are the guys I'm really trying to attract. I really don't give a shit how many subscriptions or subscribers I get. 100, 200, that doesn't matter. I want to just attract the right subscriber that wants to learn. So those of you that are watching today, I know are hanging in there as the view count drops off as each one of these are released, rightfully so, I guess. But I will complete this series before I switch back to product testing. And for those of you waiting for that, I really appreciate the patience. So what we're seeing here is a demonstration of how you can cut and finish with a rotary, any rotary. So I cut with the Drill Master to show you can cut, and I'm going to finish with this little tiny rotary right here with a wax pad and a very fine polish, an ultra fine polish. And I'm going to show you in this little test area how you can cut and finish with the rotary alone. You do not need another polisher, and to be quite honest, when you do get used to it, you will have the most success cutting and finishing with a rotary. A little bit of information on the process here. Well, the Drill Master and this polisher here are on the third speed setting, in between the third and fourth, leaning more towards the third. Arm movement is fluid and smooth. You don't see me jerking back and forth, a crisscross pattern. That ensures a nice, even cut. That's the way you're going to get nice, even shaving and removal of clear cut across the panel, and where if you take measurements of paint depth, with your paint depth gauge, which I do highly recommend you getting one. It will be nice and even across the panel you're working on. So I'm going to remove the residue. I'm going to grab you guys, just give me a second here, and show you how you can cut and finish with the rotary. And these results are fantastic. A couple little deep divots and tiny little rust areas and areas that are through the clear, but other than that, all of the love marks, the swirling, and the scratching removed, and then finished down the hazing from the cutting, again with the rotary and a wax pad. And then to finish cutting on the rest of the trunk, I wanted to bring you in and just show you how smooth and quiet the Drill Master was. What was that? I think it was 40 bucks, under 40 bucks. I don't even remember anymore. That was one of the Harbor Freight polishers when they had polishers that I could actually recommend, and they don't anymore. I wouldn't recommend a rotary or a dual action polisher from that place at this time. Holding the camera here and guiding the polisher back and forth from the very end of the handle back near the cord, and it's really no trouble at all. The weight of the polisher at 5.5 pounds, just under 6 pounds, is enough pressure down on the polisher to apply power and pressure to the panel itself through the pad. Not much more is needed. I just guide back and forth when I have both hands, and it's smooth. So there we go. The trunk is done. There's a lot of reflection back in the panel, as you can see here. A lot of the imperfections are gone. There, like I said, the vehicle's not going to be perfect. There's areas where there's damage through the clear down into the base coat, and only a body shop's going to take care of that. So we made a huge difference on the trunk, and we're going to continue all the way around the car. We're done with the portion of the car from the pinstripe up, so we need to go from the pinstripe down. We're going to reposition the tape and keep that pinstripe preserved. A great comment I saw down in the comment section the other day, which I do want to address. While I'm repositioning the tape here, why don't use an LED headband for some extra light, and then some LEDs attached to the polishers. They do have some really cool LEDs for polishers you can attach to the handle. And to be quite honest, if I wasn't rolling and capturing footage here for the video, I love to do dark room polishing, which is everything is dark except for the LED that I use on the perfect angle. Only concentrated in the area that I'm polishing. I don't like stuff hanging off my head, hanging off my polishers, and to do it just for the video, really, after all these years, I have nothing to prove. I mean, so, no, I'm not going to use a headband LED or a polisher LED, but I'll tell you what, if you do like them, they are fantastic tools, and if you do look, you can find some cool deals on them, too. We're all good with the pinstripe. There are areas down below the pinstripe that need to be taken care of. The door handle is plastic. You don't want to bump any of the pads up against this, or it can be damaged for good. Protect yourself. Cover your backside, guys. Doesn't matter if it's for a customer's car or your own car. Take the little extra time and do some of these little extra precautionary additions to your correction. While I finish taping up, Dan is over here using the P8480. This is the Flex 3-inch polisher. You could put a 3-inch backing plate, 5-inch backing plate. It takes that as well, even smaller with the extensions. And this is a fantastic tool. It's very smooth. It has a CPU on board that regulates temperature, pressure, speed. It is a very pricey tool. You know, the WaxedShine M550 is another option if you don't want to spend that much, but Flex polishers, they are the Cadillacs of the polishers in my book. I know a lot of other opinions differ, but so be it. Let's take a short break from polishing and grab the WaxedShine Fabric Guard Plus. This stuff is fantastic, and I quick want to show this to you. So, in order to protect the mats, fabric, any type of fabric and upholstery, cloth seats in your vehicle, you want to do a thorough vac first. Pick up any loose dirt. And then shampoo. If you have a steamer, use that, or an extractor. Any type of spot removal, you want to do that. Vac thoroughly to finish up. Then make sure the mat or the upholstery is completely dry so the fabric guard has the best bond with the fabric, the material, and the fibers. I don't like to make pretty little designs like a lot of detailers do. That's perfectly fine if you want to do that. I like to brush one way, a nice uniform look throughout the interior, and that includes seats, floor mats, rug, anything in there that's upholstery. Application needs no explanation. Just mist it evenly across the mat, the seat, the upholstery, whatever you want to protect. 2 layers of the product minimum for maximum protection. Let it cure for a minimum of an hour. 8 hours is actually perfect. And just a quick demonstration of how it can guard your upholstery. Water first, and then a nice cold Coca-Cola. All right, Coca-Cola. A nice cold regular Coke would be in my fridge waiting for me to consume it. However, this orange vanilla Coca-Cola, besides the best thing for it, the trash can or the dumpster, I'm going to use it to demonstrate on this floor mat here. It will not protrude into the fibers. It's being guarded against from the fabric guard, and I'll tell you that stuff is very, very successful from keeping your mats from getting stained. Yeah, I know. The mat is on an angle. The Coca-Cola is just running off quickly. I'm going to take care of that, lay it flat, and we will puddle the product onto the mat. And you're going to see, I'm going to be able to dump it right off. Any droplets left over you cannot blow off or dump off to the side. Grab a damp microfiber, not dripping wet, just damp, after being run under a cold tap, and dab those droplets off of there. Okay, let's get back to polishing. Dan was finished with the PE8, so we're going to grab that little compact rotary. I attached a 5-inch backing plate to it and a 5.5-inch WaxedShine lamb's wool pad. And we're going to get to town cutting this fender here. The fender has a lot of contours and curves, and this little tool here is perfect to get the work done. This one here is also smooth and not very hard on the ears. It has a little bit of a whine to it, but it's not very loud, it's not obnoxious, and it's easy on the hands. Here will give me the perfect opportunity to show you how I polish curves going up onto a peak. I always start at the base of the mountain, so to speak, and work my way up the mountain. I never start on the peak or on a ridge or on the top of a body line or a contour line and work my way down. I'll work my way up to it, stop just short of getting to the peak so we're not riding on that peak. That's where you guys will get into trouble, and then climb right back down the mountain. I hope that makes sense to you, but that's the best way I could put it into words. And then when I get to the piece of trim halfway down or midway through the door, I'll tilt it on a slight 15-degree angle to make sure I can get into the corner there without having to grab another rotary with a backing plate that's smaller. You could still get it with the bigger backing plate, just have to position the backing plate and pad a little bit different. And you can see the absolute huge turnaround we have between the door and the fender we're just working on. As we get to the door, I'll be quiet here so you can see and hear how smooth the polisher is, although a bit pricey. And just that quick, before you know it, we have the door cut as well, and we can move back to the passenger rear quarter panel, and you can see the difference between the door and that quarter panel now. Yes, to complete it, we do need to finish it. It is a little hazy, but as you can see, the clarity, the reflection is returning to this old thing. The rear quarter, by the way, did have some deep scratches around the gas cap. I believe we did get them with 3000 grit, just enough that those without an eye won't be able to see them. So I'm going to grab the Drill Master once again and show you that that can be used in a little area with some curves as well. All right, we have the passenger side done. All we really have is the driver's side lower portion of the door, quarter panel, and a little bit of the fender. I'll take care of the front and rear bumper off camera. Not much to see there anyways, but we really have a lot of reflection and depth coming back. I just need to finish it. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you slam the bell next to the subscription button. That will give you notifications when fresh content is being released. Until the next video, guys, you're all the best. We'll see you.